This is Dunnigan Kaiser, founder of Liberty and Finance. I'm now a licensed gold and silver dealer with Miles Franklin. Call me directly for the physical gold and silver that you need at the best price with personalized, private service from one of the oldest and best respected companies in the business. 30 years strong, A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, 0 complaints, licensed and bonded, insured delivery or vault storage or IRAs, excellent prices, privacy and confidentiality, pay by check, money order, ACH or wire, satisfaction guaranteed. Call me directly at 419-819-9209 or my associate at 310-562-6400 or email us at kaiser@milesfranklin.com. Welcome back to Liberty and Finance. We're glad to have our returning guest. Andy Schectman is the CEO of Miles Franklin Precious Metals. He joins us for this weekly market update this Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. Andy, thanks for coming back on.
Good to see you again, Dunnigan. Thanks for having me, buddy.
We're going to try to uphold our goal of making this tight and quick today for a quick market update. We'd like to hit on a couple of topics. One is the ongoing stresses of the physical availability and the intentional squeeze being exerted by grassroots efforts of people all around the world. We had John Adams from Australia on this weekend. We've had others on talking about the need to make sure that we keep truth and bringing light to shady places and shadows being dispelled by the honesty of ordinary people doing what they need to do to make sure that we hold the feet to the fire of those who would like to hide things from us. So could you give us a quick update on what's going on with the physical availability, and then we'll talk about our weekly special.
Yeah, actually, it's as tight as I've seen it maybe in the last year and a half. All of a sudden, right now, it's getting harder and harder to get. I've been espousing this for a while now, Dunnigan, and it's been a concern of mine. It's just not getting any easier at all. And when we talk about what you just said, I've talked with John a little bit as well, and I'm getting validation and verification from all around the globe that what he's saying is true. The latest being from clients telling me getting product from the United Kingdom, from the Royal Mint, is next to impossible, and the dealers there have had their allocations dramatically reduced. So whether we're talking the Perth Mint, whether we're talking now rumors at Kitco and their pooled product, whether we're talking the UK, whether we're talking the rumors that Mexico is no longer going to send out the Libertad, there are puffs of smoke all around us. And when I look at just how difficult it is to get product and to find any sort of follow through, or there's just no easy way to get product from all of the main distributors, and very difficult to get information in terms of what can we get, when will we get it. It's all very fluid and changing, and thought by now might start coming down. They're doing the opposite. They're going higher. I guess the bottom line, Dunnigan, is that getting product is not getting any easier. And I have often said it will define the marketplace. It's beginning to. It's certainly defining our responsibilities as a business. It's probably our single most challenging endeavor is trying to get product in on a regular basis and get information about what's coming and when we're going to get it and how much it costs. It's really a full-time job. It's somewhat distressing. And I'm not trying to paint a really bleak picture because it keeps coming in, but what used to be very straightforward and very simple is now anything but straightforward and really very difficult to get a stream of product coming in with any regularity. So I would simply say it is continuing more of the same, and if anything, exacerbating, getting more difficult. And a lot of it has to do with Adams is shining a light upon what's going on. Let me give you another example. The program that I helped start with Sprott, the Tradewin Vault Chain product, they've thrown in the towel. And all the people who have gold and silver on this distributed ledger in a pooled fashion are quickly trying to get out and get a product for their vault chain credit. Well, as a result, Royal Canadian Mint 100-ounce silver bars are as rare as hen's teeth all of a sudden because everyone's jumping into those. It doesn't take much demand or a shift from unallocated to allocated to find product just disappear. And really, all of what I think John is saying, and I agree, is that if everyone who had unallocated pooled programs just got out and made a shift to segregated and allocated, there would be a massive run into physical, which would very quickly change the narrative. And it's happening. You can see it right here with the RCM in one pooled account. to which there was never any nefarious goings-ons. They're just closing shop for the vault chain. This is the program that One Gold uses through AppMex, and Kitco's a part of also. And we started this program with Sprott and Goldcorp and Tradewinds a couple of years ago. Now that they've thrown in the towel and everyone is trying to rush to segregated and fabricated, just getting 100-ounce bars has become impossible, just like that. So this is kind of what I'm getting at when I say difficulty in getting product will define the industry. If everyone listens to Mr. Adams, if they start leaving GLD and SLV and start leaving pooled accounts in search of allocated programs, it's going to get really interesting really fast. And I will say this, the people that I'm talking to are still telling me that the U.S. Mint is going to shut down to retool. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know how long that is, but it's coming any day now. So, supply is certainly the center focus of my company, and I'm sure every other precious metals company out there. It's a full-time job, and certainly we've talked about this before. Waiting for a pullback is not a good idea right now because it's just getting too hard to find stuff.
The other thing I've experienced is people who are ordering are noticing that it's getting crowded. There's more orders than usual, obviously, and it's every aspect of the fulfillment process is less predictable and can take longer. And so we're getting more phone calls of people saying, has my shipment shipped yet? And normally, we're able to normally ship after fully settled payment in 1 to 2 days, and now it's turning more like 3 days and 4 days. So a lot of people are feeling anxious, and that's understandable. And one of the strategies I've seen people using in that environment is they're tending more towards like wire payments and buying things that are in stock rather than things that have significant lead times, just on the idea that, just as we talk about counterparty risk, the more future, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So the more you go into the future, the more unknowns, the more variables, the more uncertainty that there must be because of Murphy's Law and everything else. So that's one thing I've noticed is people turning away from, say, mailed check to ACH or away from ACH to wire as getting my payment settled. Buy me what's in stock so I can get it sooner.
Listen, I understand that. As I've been saying on these shows, I'm moving to Florida in 14 days, 13 days.
But
what happened here again? Yeah, right. Well, actually, after what happened here the last 2 days, I can't wait to get out of here. Mm-hmm. And it's really starting to bother me. There was an unfortunate event of another teenager shot and killed by a police officer here. And they shut down the entire city. The entire Twin Cities was shut down, curfew at 7 o'clock last night. Everything, grocery stores, gas stations, everything was shut down. And, this type of mentality and the Derek Chauvin case is going on right now. And Minneapolis has turned into a place that I don't recognize. And, this is where Little House on the Prairie was filmed. So when we talk about people's angst being raised, I get it. I mean, I feel it. It's very uncomfortable if you are trying to protect yourself and your family, even at this late hour, and you place an order and you're told you have to wait a long time. And I agree. I think getting physical possession is really important. And I think getting stuff that's in stock is important. But that's not always the case. We don't always have the ability to do that when product is coming in. And right. So I do think it's good to get things quickly and to pay by wire if possible, because things are changing very rapidly, not just economically, but also socially. And, look, after all, it was really the stuff that happened with George Floyd here a year ago and the reaction by the public and by the governments and everything that started all of this craziness. And, so I think that those types of thoughts are legitimate and concern me too, Dunnigan. Mm-hmm. And I think a bird in the hand is worth X in the bush. I don't understate that at all. I think it's really very important.
Another thing that we've had people talk about is they want something that's highly, highly recognizable, because the more unsettled, the more breakdown there is in civil society, the more that there's this concern about lack of trust or loss of trust. And so they're looking to metals as a way to say, look, you don't have to trust that I'm good for this check. I'm going to give you whatever. I have something in my hand that I can use to pay. And though they want a form that's going to be highly recognized. And I guess that leads me to, I know we have a time limit, so if you could let us know what our weekly special is, we'll get a picture of that up and let people know what we've got to offer this week.
Yeah, they say that precious metals are one of the only assets in the world that are not simultaneously someone else's liability. Absolutely, and that's a very good point. So, with the new Type 2 Silver Eagle coming online sometime later this summer or early fall, we've decided to do one last special on our 2021 Silver Eagles and our backdates. We have about 5,000 backdates in stock, and 45,000 2021s just came in the door in stock. It'll probably be our last shipment of the 2021s before the new design comes out here later on in the year. Not sure exactly when that's coming. I was told late July, perhaps. But suffice it to say, this is the last of the design, the original design that's been the Eagle design since 1986. So on the back dates or assorted dates that come in sealed mint boxes as well, we will be at $9.50 over the price of silver and $9.75 over the price of silver on 2021s. Here again, this underscores everything we're talking about. I almost choke on my words when I say that, in that for the past 25, 30 years, you would have paid no more than $3.39 over. And now at $9.50 in any quantity, we're as competitive or more so than every company in America. The question then becomes, the logical question is, what does that mean? Do premiums continue to rise? Will we see a greater expansion into the mainstream? Will there be more interest at a period of time when the world is crazy and the supply chains are fragmented and it's not getting any easier? And you know what? I don't know what the answer is to that. So I guess, you have to take a leap of faith. And here again, so few people own precious metals in this country. If we see an expansion, a massive expansion into the mainstream, this will look like child's play. And I guess it really boils down to one thing, and that is, what is the real price of silver? The industry is telling us that you're going to pay $5 minimum over the price of silver for anything, just about anything. And then if you're talking getting Silver Eagles, it's double that, $9-10. So what is the real price of silver? This is the industry's way of saying that the price on COMEX is not the real price of silver. So how does that play out in the future? Well, that's anyone's guess. But I will tell you that while these premiums are high, they've been this high for the most part for going on 14 months, and shows no signs of abating. In fact, if anything, it's getting more challenging, which would lead to higher premiums in addition to greater expansion into the mainstream.
Well, we'll get that special on the screen so everybody has a chance to understand that, and standing by to help people make sure that they can acquire those while they can still get the 2021s in mint sealed packages, as well as some of the back dates we also have in mint sealed packages as well. We know we got to nip it off tight here, so we're going to let you run. And just thank you for joining us, as always, for these weekly updates. We'll get this up tonight, and we'll keep attuned to any updates that you have about the silver squeeze. We're going to be talking with the Reddit Wall Street Silver group later this week. We'll get that up as well to keep people informed. And just thank you, Andy, for joining us here again for our weekly market update on Liberty and Finance.
Ivan and Jim are great guys, and we're happy to be associated with them all as well, and of course with you, Dunnigan. So I will let you run. You have a great rest of your afternoon as well. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Take care.
This is Dunnigan Kaiser, founder of Liberty and Finance. I'm now a licensed gold and silver dealer with Miles Franklin. Call me directly for the physical gold and silver that you need at the best price with personalized, private service from one of the oldest and best respected companies in the business. 30 years strong, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, 0 complaints, licensed and bonded, insured delivery or vault storage or IRAs, excellent prices, privacy and confidentiality, pay by check, money order, ACH or wire, satisfaction guaranteed. Call me directly at 419-819-9209 or my associate at 310-562-6400 or email us at kaiser@milesfranklin.com.